I really just want to start off by saying I'm so sorry. So much has been happening, and then I was sick, and then, so this is why my videos are so late, and I have like 4 to do, so hang on. Okay, so the first one is the American Music Awards. So, as you know, both 1D and 5 Sauce attended the American Music Awards along with moi. And let's start it out. So, I attended as a seat filler, so I wasn't really that important. But the seat filler waiting area and the bathrooms were right by the celebrity trailers. So, as soon as we get through security, we go sit down. We we pick up our food because they gave us food. I hear from one of my friends that Harry is by the bathrooms. So I'm like, wow, I'm gonna need to go to the bathroom, so we line up. The line takes for freaking ever, and I'm like freaked out that he's gonna leave the bathroom area because people kept finding out and the line kept getting longer and longer and longer, because when I got there was only like 5 or 6 people in the line. But then at the end, everybody needed to go to the bathroom. And I even got in the bathroom line twice. So, we went out there, and this fucker is standing. He's like, oh my god, he's so freaking sexy. Okay, so he's standing. The bathroom's over here. And we have to walk out a door like here. So the bathroom's over here. We have to walk out this door here. Harry's right here. So as we're walking out the door, he's like right there talking to somebody. I'm like, oh, he's so freaking beautiful. He looks at us, and I kind of like turn away because I'm like, he scares the fuck out of me. I can't, that his beauty is too much for me. So my friend kept looking at him, and then she waved, and he waved back at her. And then, so we went to use the restroom. And after we're done with the restroom, we didn't have to go with the group we came with. So we just leave one by one. And I was leaving by myself, and Harry freaking looks up and looks at me. And I look away again. I'm like, oh my god, what is happening with me today? Usually I'm bold enough to just look at him and wave. But this time he just... I don't know, something about him now, I'm just scared of him. That can't happen because you can't be scared of your husband, you know, so I have to warm up to him somehow. So, sorry. So, I walk back in, then my other friend arrives. I'm like, Harry's at the bathroom. Harry's at the bathroom. Like, let's get in line again. So she's like, oh my god. So, because we're both Harry girls. So she was like, hell yeah, let's get in line. So we got in line, and we waited in line for like 40 minutes. And as we're waiting in line, we're like the last people waiting to go. And they're like, oh, you guys have to line up to go in. We're filling you in as, taking you in already. And we're like, what the heck? Can we just go? And the lady was like, we basically like argued with the lady to go to the restroom. And she only took 4 of us, and it was my friend that didn't get to see him, and then 2 other girls. No, I mean one other girl and 2 other people, and me and the other girl's friend got left behind, and we're like, what the heck, man? So they end up going back there, and then it's only them and Harry. So the girls goes up to Harry and is like, it's nice to meet you. I just want to shake your hand and blah, blah, blah. And my friend Angie as well did the same thing. So then we go inside the awards show. We're waiting and stuff. And they sit me. I'm skipping past all the boring details. So they sit me. The first place I got sat was right across from Ansel. And he's a freaking angel. I've never met anybody so angel-like. So we walk up to him and we're like, oh, can we get a... Well, we waited a little bit because we saw girls going, but we're seat fillers, so we're not supposed to go. But we saw girls going. So we were like, fuck it. I don't want to get kicked out because my goal was to get kicked out for One Direction and nobody else. So, I went, me and the girl were like, let's go this next commercial break. So we went right at the beginning of the commercial break before the ladies got, because there are ladies in the aisle stopping you from taking pictures with the celebs anyways, even if you're famous or, I mean, if you're a normal person that has a ticket, or if you are a seat filler. So we got there before her, and the girl I was with, she got her picture. Then I was like, oh, can I get a picture? And he was like, yeah. And as he's about to take it, the lady's like, you need to go back to your seat now. You guys are seat fillers. You guys are not supposed to be out of your seats. And you guys definitely aren't supposed to be asking for pictures. So I'm like, okay, I don't want any trouble. So I turn around, and my phone's in my hand, and I'm like turning and walking back to my seat. Because literally, he's on right here, and I'm right here. Literally next to him. And he grabs my hand, the one with my phone in it. Like, first he grabs the phone because that was farther out. Then he grabs my hand and he pulls me back. As he's pulling me back, the lady is yelling at me, you need to go sit down. And I'm like, he's pulling me. Can't you see he's pulling me? Like, he wants me to come over. So she's like, she tells him she needs to go sit down. And he's like, no, she's going to get this picture first. And, like, I'm all nervous because all that commotion. So I couldn't even freaking, like, find the camera. So he takes the phone and he opens the camera and he takes the picture for us. He's a freaking angel. Okay. So then after that, my whole goal, like, I meet 5 Sauce all the time. So my goal wasn't 5 Sauce. My goal was One Direction. So my whole goal was getting, because I was on this side of the room and One Direction was on that side of the room. As you know from my last AMA video, it always ends up like this. So I made my way back. Even though I had a good seat up here, I made my way back to, well, actually, after 5 Sauce and 1D performed, I made my way back to the seat filler holding area, which is all the way in the back. And I sat on this side so that they would send me this way, like, to fill seats for One Direction. And then there was all these stuff during commercials, so we couldn't get up, and I was stuck, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's only like 1 or 2 more commercials, and I'm gonna be stuck here. Last minute, guys, the lady's like, we need 3. So she pulls me down, she takes me down all the way to the second row, the section right next to One Direction. I see a seat, 2 freaking seats, like, in from the other side, and One Direction's on the end, right behind them. I'm like, oh my god. I walk in and I walk all the way down. So I'm sitting literally, Liam is sitting right here, and I'm sitting on this side of the aisle, 1 row behind, like 2 seats in. So, and the ladies who were sitting there were the workers, so they get up. So it literally, during commercial break, it was me just sitting there. And Liam turns around and looks at me and he smiles. And, like, he waves and I wave back. Because I feel like Liam and I have this thing where every time, like, no matter what it is, I have some kind of connection with Liam. I don't know what the universe is telling me, because I'm Harry AF, but I have this connection with Liam. And he turned around, he smiled and waved, and I was like, oh my gosh. Yes. So, fast forward. One Direction win the last award, and then there's an Iggy performance after. Iggy and J-Lo. After One Direction win, they're supposed to go back, but Harry and Niall came back down. The lady that I was sitting next to knew I loved One Direction, and she was like, do you want to go sit over there? She didn't know that One Direction left. She didn't know that they didn't completely leave. So she sent me over there, and I was like, hell yes, Harry is sitting right there. I said it in my head. She sent me over there when Harry was sitting right there, and I was like, I went and I was about to sit down. As I'm about to sit down, Harry's like facing Niall. I'm about to sit down in the seat right next to him. And their security's like, you can't sit there. They're coming back. And I was like, oh, fuck. Fuck. So then, I'm so glad Harry was turning and facing Niall. He didn't even realize what was going on because that would have been so embarrassing. Then, I looked at the lady who sent me over there and she was like, oh, I didn't know they were still there. So I went back. So at the end, like, I see my friend rush out, like, behind One Direction after they were leaving, and I was following, like, I was was determined to get my freaking 1D selfie. Something. I freaking get to the door. I'm about to walk out, and the lady freaking pulls me back. I'm like, what the fuck? She's like, what are you doing? Didn't I just tell you that you cannot go after them? And I was like, what? Like, really? Lady, you stopped my freaking 1D selfie, man. Oh my god. Because there was nobody back there. I would have got back there fast and got my picture and left. I was not going to harass them like she thought I was. I'm just like, oh. So yeah, that's my 1D. I did get to sit next to Harry, but he didn't even look at me. So yeah, that's my AMA experience. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I forgot completely. When 1D won their first award, I stayed up clapping the whole time, so this is where the embarrassing part happens. They're talking, and everybody already clapped and sat down. I still stayed standing because I'm like, what the heck? I'm supporting my voice. So I'm like, you probably seen the video where he's like, Louis like, I'd like to thank all the fans, and I'm the only one standing up, and then it goes to fans, and I'm the only one standing up, and then it goes to me, and I'm clapping. I'll probably insert the video in here.
Of course, we can't finish without saying a massive, massive thank you to all our fans. God, this is hard to work, this, isn't it? I'll go for this one. You guys have been absolutely incredible, and America has been so, so incredible to us. So thank you so much.
So anyways, thank you guys for watching. That was my AMA experience. Stay tuned for my next video. I went to the airport for 5 Sauce and One Direction, so stay tuned for my next video. Bye, love you guys.
All your friends tell you that he's got no future, but they like me. Just saying. He barely takes you out. If he does, he's late. And when the check comes,